Good morning. I didn't want to come on today because this is what I look like on a Friday morning, and I figured this is exactly why I need to come on this morning and talk to you about something that leaders have been avoiding telling you. I was thinking about it this morning, and after a week of getting dressed and putting on makeup and doing things that most women do daily to go to their jobs, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go put makeup on, and I need to clean the kitchen, and I need everything to look perfect. And the answer is no, I don't. No, I freaking don't. And I think a lot of times when you watch leaders on social media, or when you see people that are kind of going ahead and carving these new paths, a lot of times there are things that just become standard. It becomes standard to dress nicely. For influencers, it becomes standard to wear a new outfit every day. For people, it becomes standard to get an office space or a studio. All of these things that used to feel like overwhelming or even maybe aspirational, it just becomes the norm. And I feel like as someone who's grown their business over a decade, but really recently feels like, things have just gotten really big, I constantly have to ground myself into my truth. What is my truth? I don't need to be on stages in front of thousands of people to feel valued. I don't need to have a studio space to record my podcast. I don't need to be gone and away from my family every single weekend because work calls. I get to set what success looks like for me. And I think that this thought is so front of mind this morning because Drew and I were talking as we went to bed last night. It takes us 3 days to get through 1 hour of television. We cannot keep up with the shows we used to watch as parents. It's like Conley goes to bed, we watch 20 minutes and we're like, let's freaking go to bed. It's 9 o'clock. I'm tired. I don't even care what happens in Very Cavallari. I'm sorry, Kristen. I love you. And we were in bed and we were just talking last night, and I was like, gosh, sometimes in this world, it can feel like the chaos is only happening to you. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like I have to be the only one going through this, or I have to be the only one with a mess this big, or I have to be the only one that's juggling all the things? And the reason why I came on today, specifically looking like this, is that it's simply not true. This morning, Drew decided to vacuum right when I was getting to work. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, what a blessing that my husband loves to vacuum. I will never complain about that. But what a blessing that I get to start my day off with a vacuum and my dog barking as the inspiration of what I'm about to do. And then Conley was just bawling and crying, and I'm like, I think she's hungry. So I come down and I feed her, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my goodness, it's 11 o'clock and I haven't even started anything. Nothing has gotten done. If I were measuring my success by what I've done today, I would be coming up empty-handed, right? And I voice texted one of my friends who's a dear friend. He's a very, very talented man, someone who has just become like a brother to me in this world. And it was so funny because he voice texted me. He owns $1 billion company. And he goes, Jenna, don't ever change what you're doing. I want to go back to, I'm working towards getting what you have. I have the big office. I have the giant team. I have all of these things. And all that is on my mind is going back to that level of freedom that you have. And I laughed because I was like, oh, this freedom is so awesome, but it's also kind of complicated some days. And this freedom sometimes makes me spend all morning with my family and not getting work done. But at the same point too, I messaged him back and I said, I feel like you need to redefine what success is and make it so compelling that that's what you're working towards. Because so often we start this journey to get freedom, right? How many of you right now watching are just craving to have freedom of finance, freedom of time, freedom of decision? That's my number one thing that I'm in pursuit of. And a lot of times we end up building these shackles. We end up creating these things that take away our freedom. And it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. And it was just so eye-opening for me to hear from an incredibly successful man who I very much look up to, who I admire, having him say, Jenna, when we were sitting together having lunch and you were talking about like your team and the way that you guys can work and implement right off of your vision, and your inspiration, he's like, that's what I want. That's what I'm working towards. And so today, as I was thinking about all of these things that are these like weird, impossible standards that we set for ourselves, like I want to show up and look like I have it all together. I want to be the best version of myself on the internet. The fact is that I want a life that is more beautiful than my Instagram feed. I want more moments that are more present than the stories that you see and the 15-second clips that are let into my life. I want to wake up and have the choice of how I show up today. And so as I was sitting down, I kind of had a chuckle because if you notice behind me, there's Christmas lights still plugged in at our house. Drew thinks it makes beautiful uplighting. And all week I've unplugged them and kind of hid the cord. And behind me on this side, there's medication for our 10-pound dog who fell off the bed and hurt his back and has been going in for laser treatments at the vet. And he has to wear these sunglasses, and it throws a wrench in our day every time he has one of these treatments. And it's these things that we end up clearing out of the way, clearing out of the visual, clearing out of the aesthetic. And those are the things that you need to see today. Those are the things that you need to be reminded of, that the people that are leading are just leveling up constantly. And sometimes they level up to this point where they don't even know who's showing up or why they're showing up or how they need to show up for. And the pressure never stops. But what can stop is when you finally figure out, what does it look like for me to be successful? Today, being successful for me is working from my bed in my sweatpants. It is eating a box of Nut Thins because I forgot to eat breakfast in the hustle and bustle of taking care of my family today. It's taking time to have these moments where like I am all in on motherhood. A quick story, when I was just with my team last week and we were sitting around a table in Arizona, we were talking about, we went around in a circle and it's 10 women. And I know what you're thinking, like 10 women, there's got to be drama and no, not with my team. And we went around in a circle and we said what our word of the year is. And if you've never done something like that, it feels like a silly exercise, but it's so incredibly grounding. And I said, my word for this year is here, Here. Wherever I am, I want to be here. I don't want to be mothering and thinking about work. I don't want to be working and thinking about mothering. I don't want to be traveling and thinking about home. I don't want to be home and thinking about traveling. All I want is to just be here. And so when I thought of showing up today, I thought that you needed to just see me being here. This is it. This is the freedom that I've been in pursuit of. And it's so funny because when I think about this week and all these Facebook Lives and showing up and talking about a program and sharing all these wins, this is the win. This is the win right here. Me being here with you, showing up just as I am. This is my win. I can bat off numbers. I can talk about lake houses. I can talk about any of those things that might feel impressive, but really it's all about ego. But at the end of the day, me being here just as I am and being called to just show up with dog medications and Christmas lights and no makeup and a messy sweatshirt, like this is winning to me. This is success to me. And so what I think happens, and I've just been like pulling back the layer and the curtain so much lately because I watch leaders and so often I think, are they happy? Like really, are they happy? And I was telling my guy friend who I was talking to today, I said, I think the most affirming thing that happened to me over the last year was affirmation that my definition of success looks different, and that if I can cling to that every single day and choose that version of myself every single day, then that is me coming fully alive. It's not going to be pretty and it's not going to be polished. And I'm still going to record a podcast in my closet out of choice because I have that freedom to do that. And that's what I'm in pursuit of. And so one thing that I was thinking about this morning, and why I'm so passionate about coaching people through a program, is the fact that we get to do life together. And this isn't the polished life. If anyone is in here that was in my group last year, where I promised you, guess what? We're going to get you through this program. My job, my serious job, my commitment, the thing that I will breathe for the next 30 to 45 days is you keeping a promise to yourself. Every single day, I'm going to equip you to do that. I'm going to show you that you can do that. I'm going to prove to you that you are not a failure for deciding on things in the past and not following through. And I was thinking about what made that group so special. And it was not in any way, shape, or form me showing up perfectly polished. In fact, I showed up on those live streams with a baby on my hip. I would be nursing while we were teaching because we were going late, and I'm not going to stop teaching. My life is going to be brought in to the reality of what I'm doing because that's what I've worked hard to do. And so it's not this whole thing. Like, I think the problem with leadership these days is that it makes you feel like you cannot show up until you have it all together. And the truth is that true leadership is showing up when you don't have it all together, when you don't have it figured out, when it's a struggle for you to make those decisions. But when you do it together, that is where the goodness is from. Like that, it comes flowing out of you. And I think what was so beautiful about last year and why there are so many students that just can't stop talking about it is that you get the rawest version of me because you deserve it, because I want you to see that. If you guys could see, you are propped up on a Conair hair shaver right now with a book to help me stream this. Welcome to real life and Jenna. And so I just wanted, today there's just so many voices in my head, and I think it's important that you know that those never go away. Is no, you need to go get dressed and you need to go look good and you need to pull yourself together, and no one's going to take you seriously if you look like this, and you need to put on this posture of success. And I want you to know one thing that never goes away, but you get better at combating it. When I hear these dialogues in my head, I can call them out as lies now when I used to not be able to. And it's been so crazy because when I've been reading my DMs from people who are like, I'm so close to signing up, but for me, I can see it for other people. I can see this is a lie that you're believing. I don't care if you buy the course or not, but if this lie is going to hold you back for the rest of your life, if this lie is going to be in control of your destiny, if this lie is the thing that you're clinging to as truth and believing it, then my job is not done. My job is never done. And so I have trained my brain in a way of, even today, just coming back, what is success for you, Jenna? What is success? How do you show up as that version of yourself? Not the version that the world is telling you to show up as, not the version that you see other people with big platforms doing. That's not for you. That's for them. My version of success is going to bed at 9 o'clock, and it's drinking a glass of wine, and it's waking up with my daughter, and it's being up at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, knowing that I don't have to get up and get out the door and go to an office. That's my version of success. And so today I am living my word of the year, which is here. I am here with you right now. I am here as the best version of myself in this moment. And I am here to remind you that no matter what level you get to, there are always going to be those voices. But as you continue to pour into yourself, as you continue to invest and believe in yourself, as you continue to shut down those lies every single time they pop up into your head, which is probably going to be 1,000,000 times a day, when you start to see a community of people who are committed to doing the same exact thing, when you start to understand that when you step into your power, people will pay attention because you are inspiring them just simply by being yourself, that's where the change happens. That's where the shift happens. And I just want you to know that as you go into this weekend, I want for you to really ask yourself, what does your version of success look like? Not hers, not the perfect girl with a perfect kitchen, not the girl who's on the stage with thousands of people screaming her name. What does success look like for you? And all I pray for is that every person I'm following, every person I'm watching, every person I'm double tapping on, I pray that they are living out their version of success and theirs alone. So I just wanted to come on, take this a little different direction and just say, you don't have to have it all together to inspire people. You don't have to have it all figured out. You literally have to be one chapter ahead, one mindset shift ahead, one page ahead, and say, come on along this journey with me. My hand is ready. I'm ready to go with it, with you. That's what I am. I am literally hand out. You come with me. I will take you with me. And it's not going to be perfect and it's not going to be easy, but I am fully committed to making you believe in this version of yourself and this version of success for your future. That's all I got today, guys. I really, really hope that you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that you are living out loud. I hope that you are proud of the way that you're showing up today. I hope that you are feeling fully alive. And if you have any questions, please, please, please just slide into my DMs. I have literally been living in them and responding and answering questions. So do not hesitate to reach out if you have a lingering question or something that you need answered in order to make the best decision for you, your life, your business, your family, and your version of success. And let me just tell you that there's a really cool module inside of the program that I sent to my friend who was voice texting me today. And I said, hey, it sounds like you need to go back through this tool inside a KBB that helps you define what success looks like for you and helps you figure out what you're going to say yes to and what you're going to say no to. And so I encouraged him to jump back in, and just knowing that we have these tools at our disposal to help us when things get muddy, when things get confusing, man, it has been a lifeline in so many ways. So if you want to jump in, my coaching group is filling up actually very quickly. We set limits on that to just protect the intimacy and to protect the realness that can come inside of that group. And so if you want to jump in before the space is filled, the link is jennakutcher.com/KBB. And I'm watching people dive in, and I'm watching shifts happen, and I'm watching success be redefined, and I'm watching people live out their word for the year. And it is literally my greatest honor. Liz says, I'm in, loving the KBB course. This is like so many messages. So I think we have like 90 spots left. And yesterday we had over 100 people join. So if that gives you any indication. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope that you have an amazing day. I really hope that I get to pour into you, and just know that I'm going to be showing up imperfectly, but I will be there with you as you walk through the program. And that is my greatest honor and joy over the next few months. Okay, bye-bye.